Normally I have to adjust that thing.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's no way to see it beforehand.
No, that's a problem.
It is a problem.
YouTube should fix that.
There probably is a fix for it, but I'm just so untechnically savvy that I don't know
we'll just blame
what
YouTube.
the fix is. Yeah, let's just blame YouTube.
Let's just blame YouTube.
Welcome.
Good morning,
everybody. There's 4 people on, and I didn't even get anything on Instagram again this morning because we haven't seen each other for a hot minute.
Yeah.
And so, of course, we were sitting here gabbing during breakfast.
I think since before Christmas, maybe. Well, no, I ran crutches over, but that was that didn't count.
That was a minute. And you need to remember to take those with you when you go home. Because if they're in my possession, I will probably hurt my foot again. This is who literally almost had me in tears when she ran over crutches the same day that I hurt my foot.
She's like, does anyone have a cane or crutch? I'm like, I'm on my way.
She did. She was like, oh, it was beautiful because literally I couldn't put any pressure on my foot that day.
I came in expecting her to be like on the couch with her foot propped up. No, she's in the kitchen making herself a sandwich.
Well, because I was hungry, but I was hopping. I was hopping on one foot. I can't even. So, yeah. So why didn't get anything up on Instagram?
That's all right.
It is what it is.
Hi, Karen.
Oh, hello, Miss Karen.
We knew Karen. Deb's in what, Hawaii?
She is. She's in Honolulu.
She
was in Maui like a day or two ago.
Yeah.
And now Honolulu.
She didn't take us with her.
No, that bitch.
Right.
I
still keep trying.
I'm gonna disown her soon.
Okay.
No, I won't. No, I won't. Because she could potentially tuck me into a suitcase and take me with to Singapore.
Yeah.
I would be okay with that.
I would be okay going anywhere.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah. Although I did realize my husband was telling me about he just got back last night. So he was telling me about his airport experiences over the last 3 weeks because he flew to Phoenix probably with a stop. And then from Phoenix to Dallas to Houston. So all these different airports and then back. He's like, I don't know why anybody wouldn't have pre-check. So for people who don't travel, pre-check is...
I don't have pre-check.
You don't have pre-check. But do you fly a lot?
We're starting to go at least once or twice a year.
Okay, it's worth it. It's $80.
I think it's too late for our trip at the end of February.
Maybe not. You might want to look into it.
Check into it.
It's right down on 86th Street or the airport. I just went to the one on 86th Street. So at any rate, you go, they do a background check on you, and then they deem you okay. So when you get to the airport, you get to cut through. You get to go to a different line, and you don't have to take everything out. You don't have to take your shoes off. You can go right through.
That would be amazing for my husband. Joe doesn't watch this, thank God. He is the worst airport traveler ever. Or security system traveler, whatever. Like, he keeps so much stuff in his pockets. So think of a woman with her purse, right? And you could go on, let's make a deal. And they're like, hey, the first person...
Do you have a Dorito?
Yeah, and I could probably pull all that shit out of my purse. But that goes through the scanner, right? No problem.
He's got it all in his pockets.
He's got it all on his being, including a first aid kit strapped around his ankle. Typically. Love him dearly. And we are coming back from Alaska. And he has forgotten to put his shaving razor into his checked bag. So it was in his carry-on bag. And he doesn't use like a safety razor. He uses like a single blade, like shaver.
Straight edge.
Yeah. And they were going to keep the whole thing. Oh no. He goes all the way back to the other end of security, dumps the blade into the trash can, and has to come all the way back through security. And then we go to a concert at the field house. And I'm like, you've emptied everything out of your pockets, right? He's like, yeah. No. He goes through, beep, 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 beep. I can't even tell you what was in his pockets, but it took forever for him to get through security again. And I'm just like, I can't take you anywhere. I'm gonna give you a pair of pants that are your traveling pants that have no pockets.
Right. This is what you're allowed to have.
And no belt. Because he wears a massive belt. He has zero belt. Like probably the opposite of.
He has an indent?
Yeah.
Okay. So he has to wear a belt.
So he has to wear a belt at all times. Cinched
suspenders.
Extremely tight.
Suspenders. Just get him suspenders.
So yeah, just, it takes him an hour to put it back on and then put his shoes on. And he wears his shoes so tight. I have no idea how there's circulation in his feet.
Skechers slip-on.
He won't wear them.
Oh my God.
Like he has to have
in the airport. Just for airport. No. Just for flying.
I've tried. His shoes must make like indentations of the shoe shape on his foot because his shoestrings are pulled so tight that I don't know why his feet haven't fallen off due to lack of circulation. He broke his brand new pair of shoes by pulling them so tight. The little lace hole thingies.
Yeah.
He ripped right through it.
Wow. Bondage. He's into bondage.
No. Only on his own feet, apparently.
Only on his own feet.
But yeah, crazy. Let's see. Ashley, Rosalind,
Nancy, Virginia.
Oh, we're their therapy. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm Carly, by the way. I'm not here all the time.
She's not, but
I love being here, but I'm not a morning person. So
I hope they make her get up every once in a while.
Yeah. She was like, do you want to come do the podcast today? I was like, yeah, that's fine.
It was yesterday.
She did. She prepared me for it.
I asked you yesterday if you would. I knew if I asked you too early, you would forget. I would have to send a reminder. But that's okay too.
And she knew if she asked today, I'd sleep through it. Like there would be no.
I wouldn't have gotten an answer at 4:30 in the morning. Mm-mm. Right. Nope. I do have an FO.
Yay! We need a bell.
We do need. I have one, but it's in my room.
That's all right. I can
ding 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 ding. So this is for
so cute
for Colleen's friend's daughter.
So cute.
This is hat number 5. It is not on Ravelry anymore. I'm not sure if it's out there on the interwebs, but it is a super easy.
Are they faux cables or real cables?
These are real cables. The big one is a real cable. The middle one is like a left twist, but it's very simple to do. The instructions are very good.
And by the way, she makes the best pom-poms ever.
I sent a picture to Colleen, who is going to. So I said, pom-pom or no pom-pom? And she goes, all hats need a pom-pom. So I made a little pom-pom to put on it. I haven't got it put on yet, but I'm going to put a button on the inside, I think. But then maybe not, because this is for a younger girl, like an 11-year-old who could potentially lose her hair.
Oh, that might.
So a button might not be. I might just tie this sucker on and it is what it is.
Hats don't need washed very often.
No, they don't. But I think they do need washed more than like a shawl.
Yeah.
At any rate, if it gets dirty, stretched out, we'll just make her another one. Yep. Like, it is what it is.
It's beautiful.
That's my FO. I finally have another FO. I was. So my mother-in-law, bless her heart, she wanted a headband.
Yes.
So, Marsha had like literally just sent me a recipe, a pattern. I had a recipe in my head. So a friend of hers just sent me a pattern for that twisty hat, sort of, where there's like the little twist knot thing on the front for a headband. And I thought, I could do that. I started, but the pattern for that one was it was crochet, but it was a straight line back and forth, and then you joined it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't know how big my mother-in-law's head is. Right. And the pattern wasn't that great because it didn't give you different sizes. It didn't tell you, it just said do, 84 stitches, or chains, but it didn't tell you the size of the yarn. It didn't tell you the size of the hook. It was not a good pattern. So I'm not even going to tell you guys what it was. But the concept was there, and I figured out how to do that little twisty thing. So I thought, I'll just do a single crochet in the round. And with this yarn that was in my stash, I have no idea what it is. My mother-in-law wanted cream. This is super soft.
Yeah, I know. I have this. I want this on my head.
Right.
Not in cream. I would get this so dirty.
Me too.
I could not wear cream.
Cream
would go with everything, but I would get it.
And I'm kind of, and I'm quasi digging this, but I think it would be really hot because it's double. It's a tube, right? And then
she probably needs that though after living in Arizona for so long.
So they were over for dinner. And I showed her the progress of it. I said, it's going to be a while because I'm doing this in single crochet. They're very small stitches and it'll take me a while. And I said, and I'm not super happy with it. I think I want to do like half doubles or something like that. And I have one other skein of this yarn. And so I was thinking if I did it a half double, holding two on a bigger hook, it would be fluffier. And maybe not as dense.
Okay.
My mother-in-law says to me, yeah, maybe just a hat would be fine. And I'm like, okay, I'm down with that. And I said, I have a bunch already made. Now I have a dresser drawer in my closet and I have drawers full of hats that are already made. Like I give them to people, whatever. And she goes, and maybe something colorful. Shut the front door. Like this woman always
I'm
wants
glad
cream.
I was sitting down.
Right. I know. I was like, oh, yay, colorful. So because I don't have any cream ones just made.
Right.
So I go, let's go to my yarn room. Let's go to my drawers. I'll pull out some hats. You pick one you like, blah, blah, blah. So I pull out this one that was like hot pink, mauve-y hot pink. And I had put some mohair in it. So it was a little fuzzy. And I go, what about something like this? Oh. Now she's got a black coat, y'all. Any color would go with it. It's a little, I'm like, okay, how about this one? I probably pulled out 20 different hats. Some with pom-poms, some without pom-poms. No. And I said, okay. But she goes, I like that one, but I'm just not big on the color. Now it was a crocheted one with a cable. And I'm like, all right, let's pick out some yarn. This was bulky yarn. I can whip one of these suckers up in like no time.
I can have it for you tomorrow.
Now she said colorful. So I was like, let's find some yarn. So this would either have to be worsted, held double, or bulky, which I don't have a whole lot of. But I do have this hot pink, like highlighter hot pink bulky. And I said, how about this? Like, this would be so fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, oh, no. Okay. I don't have any other bulky. So now I'm like.
What's your definition of colorful?
So now I'm like, okay, well, I have to hold two double with worsted to get that bulky feel. And all of my worsted is like one color. I mean, it's a solid color. It's not, a rainbow color or something. So I have like red. I have the accoutrement in
of the rainbow, yeah.
Of the rainbow in worsted, but none of those were. I have yellow and orange and green and blue and no. How about black? She says, and I go, how about I'll go to the store and buy you a black hat? Like I'm not even going to do that in crochet. Not a full no. I said, I'll go to the store and buy you a black hat.
So, in her defense, black is all the colors.
Well, if you're talking about
So-
dye, but if you're
so-
talking about light, white is all the colors.
Technically, that was all the colors.
Yeah.
I'm reaching. I'm reaching here, folks. Reaching really hard.
So, then she goes, well, what? And she points. She goes, well, what about that one right there? And I said, well, yeah. I mean, it would make a great hat. I guess it wasn't my idea of colorful, but okay.
It's gray, black, and white, folks. Gray, black, and white. It's colorful.
And then
technically it's got all the colors.
Technically, it has all the colors from cream into charcoal. But I actually, it's more like taupey brown gray. At any rate, then she goes, I went over for lunch on last Saturday, Sunday, whatever. And she was like, I found a pom-pom. And I was thinking, okay, here's where the color is going to come in. So,
but she's going to love it.
She's going to love it. She'll love it. She'll love it. Her idea of color is way different than my idea of color. My idea of color is this.
Those are so fun.
They're up in Etsy.
They're fun.
I mean, these are the most ridiculous things ever, but come on. Yeah. So I'm going to have to stick like 3 or 4 of them on here while I'm working on this so that I have some color.
I think you should leave them attached.
I
think
they're in all the colors, guys.
I think once you
in
attach
all-
the pom-pom, so I'm going to pretend with this hat, right?
All the colors.
Put the pom-pom on, and then there's this round of all these colorful sunglasses around the
Right,
pom-pom.
right.
I think you need to give it to her like that. instead.
And I'll be like, I thought I would add some color.
Yeah, you said you wanted color.
I love her. But she cracks me up sometimes. So honestly, that's what I've been working on at work. It's in my
Her fancy knitting bag.
my fancy knitting bag.
Good old Hobby Lobby bag. Hey, reuse, recycle, etc.
Listen,
Right?
I do what I do.
Let's see.
I do what I do.
Razan boys. Yes, those need to be washed. Yeah. Young adult. Yeah. I did your hat pattern on a fisherman sweater about 40 years ago. Proud of her. Oh, I think this one.
The hat number 5, yeah. It's a 3-stitch cable. So it's not a hard cable, y'all. It's really simple.
I've never done cables yet.
Really?
Really? I've done faux cables, things that end up looking like cable-esque, but I've never done a real cable yet.
They're not hard. Not hard at all. If y'all are hesitant to do a pattern because it has a cable in it, just do it. It's okay.
It can't be any harder than the stitches I'm doing in this blanket,
Nope, probably not.
which I'll show you guys after she shows her fun stuff that she's got, because I'm over the moon excited for what she's about to show you. I legit like fangirled.
She
This
did. She went,
morning.
I need a set of those. They're not on Etsy yet. I don't have photos yet. I'm hoping I can get photos today. If not, tomorrow. But they're cats in containers. It'll be a 5-pack.
I fits, I sits.
I fits, I sits. That may be what they're going to be called. I fits, I sits. Come on. These are hysterical.
I just love the big eyes with it too. Like,
all of them are cats in some sort of container. She's like, I need to have some. They will be on Etsy. They're not quite on Etsy, but they be.
Because we live in the armpit of America and our weather sucks lately to get good lighting for photos.
Yes. And I can take photos at work because I have fluorescents over the top of me and they take a decent photo. So that's why you'll see some of my photos on Etsy have a dark brown underneath. That's at work. If they have a light brown underneath, that's in front of my sliding glass. Yeah. I can't have the aesthetically pleasing all photos are the same in my Etsy shop.
No, those get boring. They need to change.
So that's why you get different ones in mine. Yeah. And and I'm busy with the Etsy shop, which is good. I'm glad.
So busy.
Happy.
She was telling me today how busy she is. It's crazy. And then I'm like, I'll stay and help you today. And she's like, no, it's okay.
I'm like, it's all right. But I am contemplating commissioning out. Would that be the right word for that? Contracting, commissioning.
I like commissioning better.
Some help with rings. If y'all know of anybody who wants to earn some extra just side money, have them contact me at flockaroundthetable@gmail.com. I'm toying with contracting out the open the ring, put the bead on it, close the ring, and send it back to me. I would end up gluing because I don't trust that to anybody else. But if that's something that any of you guys know of anybody, or if you want to, let me know.
She just enjoys finger gluing her fingers.
I do like gluing my fingers together. No, I don't. But I don't want anybody else gluing their fingers together either. And Marcia can attest to the fact that she will not glue. And I've showed her how to do it because Marcia owns the Felted Garden on Etsy. And she gives a stitch marker to everybody who orders from her. And so for the longest time, I just supplied her with stitch markers because she was good enough to help me get started, and all this. And so she would buy some charm or something and she would bring it to me and she's like, could you make these into stitch markers for me? And I said, yes, of course I will, but she would bring me like 200 and I would do all 200. Not a question asked, right? And I'm gluing them. And then I think she got to the point where I should probably do these myself, And so she started doing them and she really likes having the bead. And so she asked me how to do it. And I told her how I do it. And then she's like, she called me like a couple days later and she goes, okay, I got glue all over my table. And I go, oh my God. I said, you have to put down a mat. She goes, oh, I did. It went through. Please don't do them again. Bring them to me. I will do them for you. She goes, I have Scott doing them.
But I can picture Scott. He can do like the fiddly, like little, like.
It's very fiddly.
He does the bluing of, he does all that stuff. So yes, I can picture Scott doing that.
Yeah.
Kind of like
she gave me all of her glue. She's like, forget this. I'm not doing this.
Yeah, I can
even
picture
told her where to go to get the glue. Because I had to go through a process of figuring out what works best.
Yeah.
And I probably went through 20 different glues.
Colleen's husband too, I think would be good at fiddly stuff.
Yeah, he's patient as well.
He's our
yarn barf person.
Yes,
if I'm not available, because I like doing that too.
If we think the yarn has died a death of 1,000 knots, either Sue or Colleen's husband will figure it out and you will have a beautiful skein of yarn again.
And it will be wound too.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll wind it as well.
Yeah, because there has been some yarn that I'm like, I'm just going to throw this away. And they're like, no, don't do that. We'll fix it.
And Kristen gave me a yarn barf. And she goes, listen, I'm so over this. If you can undo it, it's yours.
I
It
remember
was
that.
silk.
Yeah.
Yeah, you bet I undid that one.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Well, I undid. I Kitchenered. I probably 150 stitches together.
Oh, that mohair thing.
With mohair
Yes.
and yak.
Yeah.
And I had to undo the
it.
whole thing.
I love frogging projects, though, as you all saw, maybe, if you've been with us for that long, when I sat here and undid Sue's entire sweater.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff I get so much joy out of. It's probably...
I thought of you with this because I'm going to frog it.
Oh, okay. Once I show, I can sit here and, yeah, I'm all over that.
She loves to frog.
I do. I just get joy out. I don't know why. It's like a sadistic type of joy, I guess. So this is what I'm working on.
Is that going to be a cardigan?
A blanket.
A blanket. Oh.
So this is called the Glamping Blanket too. You guys have probably heard me talk about Casapinka and Sharon from Security. I'm obsessed. So this is Glamping Blanket number 2. My mom and I decided to do this as a knit along between the two of us because she lives in Michigan and I live down here. And
so is she doing one as well, or you mail this back and forth?
No. She's doing one and I'm doing one. And we set it out. I think it's like 12 different sections, maybe. I don't remember exactly. But I counted out that many weeks and added 2 weeks onto it. And it ended right about St. Patrick's Day. If we started at the 1st of January all the way to St. Patrick's Day.
Okay.
To get this done via sections. And my mom's like, okay. I didn't realize I would need to write out like very specific rules to her on what a knit along entails. Like you do a section a week. And we should be about the same place and checking in with each other. Like, this is where we're at. So let me reach over here and get my phone.
Is she like almost done with it or?
Yeah. So I started this actually before
Is your mom retired?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
This is back on January 14th. This is the photo she sends me. So
she's past where you are right now.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then yesterday I'm texting her and she's through section 8. We shouldn't be through section 8 till almost the end of February.
Yeah, well, she's retired.
So I sent her some text messages yesterday, and one of them was like a huffy face, like where it's like snorting. And I was like, this is me frustrated with you with not following. She's like, I thought you fired me from the knit along. And I was like, I fired you until we're at the correct week of where you're at. So I can catch up. I said, get your sewing machine out. Finish your sweater that's been unfinished for like since you finished chemo in 2018. Like, you have all these other retirement projects. Put the blanket down. Put it down.
But it's cold outside and the blanket is nice and warm on when you're...
They heat with a wood stove. Where she knits is hot. Yeah. Put the blanket down, woman. Put it down. And let me catch up.
Does she crochet too?
Yes. And now...
Can I send her my blanket and she can crochet on my blanket for a
Sure,
while?
Ooh, no, don't get tangled.
Oh, sorry.
You're good. But now, because this blanket is heavier and not what I'm used to knitting, right here. So any suggestions for pain right here in your hands would be great. Because now I sleep in a brace. Thanks, Mom. Thanks. Trying to catch up with you. So I knit fingering weight projects. They don't hurt.
But so because this is heavier, do you knit, are you sitting on a couch?
In my chair. In my nest.
And you're holding it up?
Yeah. Well, not really. It's all like right here, piled up. Anyway, so it is what it is. I will play catch up. She will finish it before me, and I will be frustrated with my mom. This is supposed to be a fun project. No, it's not as much fun because she is 4 sections ahead of me. I'm very competitive. Very, very, very. It was not supposed to be a competition.
Well, maybe.
It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
It's
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
You know what
Everything's
FINE stands for, right?
No, but it's fine.
Fucked up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional.
Okay, it's fine.
It's totally fine. It's totally fine.
Everything's fine. Just put some of these black cats on there and it'll be great.
Yeah.
But she doesn't like her colors.
Well, she picked them.
I know. She doesn't like her colors, so it kind of makes me
I'm like,
chuckle.
she did pick them, right?
The funny part is she picked her colors, and then she got the idea to do this blanket when we were on the retreat.
Okay.
The one up in North, Sleeping Bear
Mhm.
retreat. Because another lady was doing this, and my mom loved her colors. So my mom's picking out her colors, and I'm like, well, you loved this person's colors. Why not just go with
Those colors.
Well, I think I want red in it instead. Because it was like a burnt orangish color in it instead of the red. I think that's really the only color she switched. I could be wrong. Anyway. Then she sees the finished product of this lady's. And she's like, I love those colors. And I'm like, I tried, Mom. You wanted red. And so her yarn shop back home, Yarn on Front, out of Dowagiac, Michigan. So if you're from Michigan, great shop. Barocco will drop ship because this is all Barocco vintage chunky.
Mm-hmm.
And so they drop shipped the colors to my mom. She gets a box of all these yarns and she's like, well, will you bring your winder and wind them all for me? So I did. Brought it up, 13 skeins of yarn, wound them all up for her, which with this chunky yarn, they don't take very long.
Yeah, right.
And she goes, they sent me a second box of these colors. And I said, what? She got 13 skeins of yarn a second time, which she didn't order. So I said, well, make sure you're checking your credit card statement to make sure you didn't get charged twice. Nope. I said, has the yarn store contacted you to be like, hey, there was a mistake, blah, blah. She's like, nope. I said, has Barocco contacted you to say, hey, there's a mistake? She's like, nope. I said, give it a month. That yarn is yours. So she's not only got her set of the colors she's not a great fan of, she's
got a second set of the colors that she's not a big fan of. You know,
so I think I'm going to take them and make, they actually did a glamping blanket 1 and a glamping blanket 2. I think I'm going to do the one with her other set of yarn because I don't think she'll do it. But yeah.
I mean, you know, to have a clear conscience, you could contact Barocco and go, hey.
They would probably just tell her to keep it. But
exactly.
She would have a clear conscience.
But then she would have a clear conscience.
I did tell her. I did say, like, you can call them and tell them.
Yeah.
So my conscience is clear because I at least suggested that to her.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. That's.
So from now on, if my mom and I do a knit along together, I will be releasing steps to her. She won't get the whole pattern.
Or just know that she's retired and she's going to be done way faster than you.
No, she's just only going to get steps.
Don't even give her the pattern.
Nope, she doesn't get the pattern.
She didn't get the pattern. You should. The next week you'll get the next section pattern.
It's going to be a weekly release,
just like a normal, normal knit along.
Yeah, mystery knit along.
Yeah.
Although it won't be a mystery because she won't do it unless she knows like what it's going to be and stuff.
Well, she can have a photo of what it looks like, but not the.
She can't have the full pattern.
Not the recipe for the next step.
No recipe
For the next step.
Knowing her though, she'll go look it up. She would. She'd go search it out and find it.
Don't have it from Ravelry. Find something in my.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. In mine.
Although with all the grief I've given her, I don't know that she'll do another one.
Nah, that's fair. That's fair. Or you can, like orgasm. She's not going to find that online.
Nope.
Well, she could. It's on my Etsy. She would have to buy it.
I don't think she'd find it though. Because I don't know that she would search
but
that word.
It's not different. Each there's no sections.
I would section it though. I would section it. But I don't know that my mom, I don't think she would search that word.
No, probably not. Probably not.
Particularly, I don't think she would.
I haven't. I because my mother-in-law wanted the hat. I haven't been working on my bend and snap. I've been working on her hat when I've been working on anything.
It's gonna be so much fun.
So I still have bend and snap going. I still have my granny squares going. Yeah, I don't know how many projects I have going, but I
have a lot. Oh, I went on a retreat this past weekend.
Yeah.
It was the first retreat. Rebel Pearl is a yarn shop down in Bloomington, Indiana. She is also a yarn dyer.
Yep.
And her and Evie put on a yarn retreat. I think it was the first one. Pretty sure. They're doing another one for Halloween. If you like horror movies, of which I told them I would not be attending that one because I don't do scary horror movies. Because it's in the woods.
I have scary stitch markers that I just added, like bloody knife.
I can do those.
Bloody knife things.
But I can't watch the movies so much. So yeah, they're doing another one. It was great fun in this little cabin, of which then I came back and told Sue, I was like, I think I found a place where all of us might be able to get together. It is a bunk bed type of a setting, but they have lots of them on the lower level where I don't think we would have to use the top bunk for anything except maybe storage.
Throw the yarn bags up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they have fireplace, and we were allowed to use as much wood as we wanted to.
Nice.
We did ice dyeing.
Did they have wood there? Did you have to bring wood?
No. They had it there, and you got to use as much as you wanted.
Awesome.
Because I think it's a wooded like place. So I think when they have trees fall or whatnot in the woods, they just use that wood for.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't think we're allowed to bring alcohol. But what they don't know wouldn't hurt them, I guess.
I was gonna say, how would they know?
Stanley
Cups.
Stanley Cups.
A bunch of knitting ladies. How would they know that we had a rosé or something?
Yeah. So it was a lot of fun. I got to meet some new folks that I didn't know anyone going into this retreat. Pretty much, I had met Mary a couple times.
Though.
The owner of Rebel Pearl, but not in like an acquaintance,
Not in a long term.
Yeah.
Not in a long term situation where it's just, you're at her shop and you say hey and she says hi.
And I think I'd only ever seen her at like Hoosier Hills and stuff like that. So
I'm gonna let you do that. You're better at it than I am. It has a little bit of a fuzz to it, and so it likes to stick to itself.
It really likes to stick to itself.
Yeah, it really does like to stick to itself.
That was this past weekend. That was fun. That's when I tried to watch the podcast, but Sue was under the weather.
That didn't happen.
That's okay. We're all allowed under the weather days. And
well, like I didn't want to bring somebody else over when I wasn't 100% up to par, and I'm like, I didn't want to spread any germs.
This yarn sucks.
It's soft though.
It is soft, but it sucks to undo.
Yes, not like the orange stuff that you did for me, peach stuff that you did. Just
we can't do this on air. I'm gonna start saying words.
It's okay. The words, I like the words.
Fucking yarn.
Fucking yarn.
Here's my other project though.
Oh, pink.
This is the Advent I tried to get Sue to buy. I tempted her with it.
She did.
Many times.
She did tempt it to me.
Suburban Stitcher. Is the pinks. I don't know if you can really see them.
It's like a stair-stepping sort of thing happening there.
So you went from like light pink and it's gotten darker and then it gets lighter again. So there's 24 or 25 minis.
What will it be when it's all grown up?
So it's going to be a shawl, not a shawl, a kind of like a poncho-ish.
Okay.
So this seed stitch, right?
Yeah.
Seed stitch edge will be the bottom of it.
Okay.
And then this I-cordy edge will be the top of it, and you'll sew part of it together. So this grayish.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
This grayish color is Malabrigo, and it's got the grays, but little hints of a pinky gray in it,
Yep.
which is gorgeous.
It's pretty.
And it's not. So after working on this and then working on this doesn't feel as soft as I used to think compared to this. But anyway, it's just because
it's the fuzz factor.
Yeah.
But
I've got her little yarn keepers
because it keeps all your stuff on
there.
Yeah. You have to.
Because it kept trying to run away off of there.
Yes.
Because this is slickery yarn. But yeah, so that's my other project. And then I have several other UFOs, lots of UFOs, lots. Some of them I probably don't even remember where in the pattern I was at and probably just need to rip them out.
I have frogged a few things, so I am down to that arrow thing that you and I both started, the shawl,
yes.
The wrap. I'm doing mine red, white, and blue,
yes.
but I haven't picked that up for like a year.
Oh, and that's gonna be so pretty. You need to get that done.
Yeah, I'm not even a third of the way in.
4th of July is coming.
Yeah, that's not gonna fucking happen.
You probably wouldn't want to wear a shawl like that on 4th of July.
Anyway. No, it's huge. So I have that one started. I have my pink blanket started. I also have the granny squares started for the cardigan that's in my brain. It's not a pattern.
Yeah, I have socks.
I may change that granny square thing into just a freaking blanket.
I thought you were trying to have that done for your Alaskan cruise.
I was. I thought of that, but yeah, no.
That did not happen.
Nope, didn't happen. Life gets in the way, and then some squirrel comes along.
Yeah. I've got like 4 or 5 or 6 shawls started, that are hanging on my wall, my yarn room wall. That will all probably be tinked because I probably don't.
Yeah, right. You're just not. I'm so over that arrow thing. Like,
That's gonna be so pretty.
But I don't think it will be that pretty because the back side of that doesn't look that nice. Every like 20 rows, you're picking up stitches, so you have that weird back to it. You know what I'm talking about?
Mine didn't look bad. She's gonna go get it.
I'm gonna go get it. At least I think I'm gonna go get it. I think it's right over here.
So these, I'll tell you about this while she goes and gets that. These stitches. So there is the track stitch. Sharon names these stitches because she's from security.
Oh my god! And I still have this pink and gray thing too.
This is the spike stitch, and eventually I'm gonna have a perp stitch. So those are the fun names but these were not fun. Counting 3 down in black yarn was not great fun.
I have this one too, for fuck's sake, y'all.
Oh, that's your
yeah, whatever it's called.
The shadow.
Yeah. So I have this one.
Shadow? Karen, you
shadow
made one.
Shawl. I need to finish this one because this one is like super cool.
Yes.
I legit just completely forgot that I had that one even going.
Man, you could have been sitting here working on that one.
Great. This is the one though. It looks like that.
Yes, Karen, yours is done, but was it the shadow shawl? Is that what it's called? That's the couche leg.
This one is couche leg. How do you pronounce that? German. So this is the back of it, y'all.
The back is just as pretty.
But you have that overlap stitch, and I'm not really big on it.
I love it.
You know what I'm talking about? Like this, where you see white and red.
But I love it.
So
she does.
I have a whole basket of red, white, and blue.
Because this was going to be a blanket.
It was going to be a blanket.
Then it was going to be this. And now I'm going to have another Ripper Outer project, apparently.
I don't know. I don't know what the flying Fluckabirds I'm going to do with it. But this one I need to finish
Well,
for
put
sure.
that pattern back with it because
Yeah,
you'll forget what you were doing.
I'll forget the name of it for sure. Yeah, I forgot.
That one, that cruise leg was so much fun with.
Did you finish yours?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
I don't think I ever saw the finished product.
Yeah, it's done. I did that with another advent. It was a lot of fun. Shadow shawl favorites list. Thank you. I wanted to make sure I wasn't
thanks
making
to us.
it up.
I know, right? And then I didn't even finish it.
Making up names. But yeah, this is.
Do I even have
all I have?
Do I even have the pattern in here, y'all? I
hear crinkle of paper.
Yeah.
Oh, she even has highlighter tape on it.
I do have highlighter tape on it, so I know where I'm at. This is what my patterns end up looking like in my project. You want to know?
Check marks. And my mom's all like,
no, mine is like a crumpled up piece of paper. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, mine is getting there.
Yeah, it's called
This
the
is
shadow.
Sharon. This is Sharon from Security. She's so cute. She's got the fluffiest tail. Anyway, that's Sharon.
I mean, you would think that I was like the messiest person in the world if you were looking at my patterns that I have in with my projects.
Mine is probably only kind of straight because there's a notepad in here that I shove it next to.
Yeah. But
ooh, I printed out some pictures though the other day that is in my knitting bag.
This one I should just work on because but I've been working on so many things in my Etsy shop, I have to admit. Oh my God, that is so fucking fantastic. That is beyond fantastic. That is so great.
So this Santa is in Niles, Michigan. He's Santa Gary. And there's no, like, that's him. In all his, there's no fake beard. There's no.
That's him in his glory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so every year the girls get their pictures done with Santa Gary. And I think this one portrays their personalities to a T.
That is so great.
So this is Ellie, Sassy Pants Grace, or Gracie Pants as we call her, and Quinny, or Q.
Oh my goodness.
She's my goddaughter. And boy, is she full of sass. This is who I always talk about, my teeny cat. Who's teeny?
He has on heart glasses.
Yep.
Like, y'all, the Santa Claus has on rose-colored heart glasses.
So I was printing new pictures to take to work, is what I was doing.
What's Carly?
It's my dad and my grandpa and my Uncle Merle.
Oh.
Yeah. And my grandpa painted that.
Awesome.
Yeah. I haven't printed like wedding pictures and we've been married for like forever now. So I had to print.
I remember. So hubby here. Did he propose to you?
Proposed at the yarn shop.
Proposed to her at the yarn shop.
There's a photo in here.
And he had contacted the yarn shop beforehand and
was Alaska.
Made sure that we were all there.
Twice. They had to go twice.
We had to go twice.
This is Alaska.
Yeah. How did you actually get photos?
I sent them to CBS.
How do you send them to old brain, non-technology? How do you send them to CBS? Do you put them on a flashcard?
CBS app.
Really?
Yeah, and they just go from your phone.
Oh,
This is when these girls were that little. The same thing.
Shut the front door. You can just.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Please do. Because.
Oh, this is them too. Can you tell I love them? They're like my world. Don't tell my other little ones that.
No, we won't tell anybody. Hey, that's our brick street. Here's our brick street.
I didn't print any of the yarn shop ones. But yeah,
our little downtown Zionsville is a brick street.
So we went there after the wedding, and we actually I didn't print any of them though because I didn't really like how those ones turned out. But we retook pictures in the yarn shop because it was open in my wedding stuff.
Oh,
of
Okay.
where he proposed because I thought, oh, this
Nice.
would be really cute. So we posed in front of the sign again and stuff. But so I started a new job this week.
How is that all going?
Okay, so far. But my boss is 29 years old, which is a little weird to have a super young
Yeah.
boss. But she's nice. I like her. So this week was a week of like not a whole lot because
Yeah.
I had to wait to get a computer and I had to wait to get login information, which, mind you, I have worked for the state of Indiana for 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
All I did was transfer agencies. It is harder for them to get a transfer started than it is a new employee.
Which doesn't make
Which makes no sense
whatsoever.
at all. Okay, 0 cents.
You would think a new employee would have to be vetted and blah blah blah, all this stuff.
But apparently, what they have to do is they tear down your whole IT profile from the previous agency, and they have to completely rebuild it with the new agency.
double the work.
Whatever. By the end of the week, I finally
Wow.
had all my login information and my VPN, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So next week, I should be off and rolling and actually like learning what I'm doing. Whereas this week was a whole lot of policy reading and orientation and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah,
boring
all
stuff.
that.
So my week next week is full of meetings. But on my very first day, she comes over and she's like, what are you doing the 5th through the 9th? And I kind of am like, I'm thrown off. Like, we're already past the 5th through the 9th. Like,
You mean of February?
and I said, of February this year? She goes, yeah. And I said, hold on, let me check. So I checked my paper planner because I still keep a paper planner. And then I checked my phone just to make sure. I was like, nothing? She's okay, well, you're going to Washington, D.C.
Okay.
So the 5th through the 8th, I'm going to Washington, D.C., apparently, to go to a conference. And then she's like, and in May, I can't remember the dates, whatever, I'm going to Baltimore. So for 15 years, I've worked for the state, never traveled out of the state for state work, except for like to Michigan or like somewhere really close to go see a kid or something.
Yeah.
But in my first week, now I have 2 out of state trips.
You really need to have the whatchamaninger that get through security faster at the airport. Yeah. Definitely.
I forgot about those. Yeah. So now I definitely have to get
it's on a personal level, but you have a herd.
Yeah,
like,
I totally forgot that now I'll be going way more often
for work.
And one last thing, y'all, and then we'll probably let you guys go because we have taken up all your time. But if you are in need of gloves and you don't want to knit gloves, Kohl's. I had to take some Amazon returns back to Kohl's.
Yeah.
And they give you the 15% off coupon thingy. The coupon didn't work on these. But anyway, so I go searching because I needed a pair of gloves that actually fit. Women's gloves do not fit my hands. I have fatty hands.
Me too.
I'm fatty. Anyway, so
I have short, fat fingers. So yeah, they're hard to find.
I tried men's. No go either.
No go. Yeah.
But I found these. They're Crayola gloves. Yeah, Crayola.
Okay.
Brand. Who knew? But they're the fingerless mitts. Woo. The only thing they don't have is like the touch with the thumb, but you don't really need that if you have your fingers free. And then they fold up and they're fleece lined.
Stop it.
I had a $5 off coupon apparently in my Kohl's rewards. Or I don't know. I only go to Kohl's if I have an Amazon return, y'all. So I got these and then a pair of regular like mitten ones.
Yeah.
Or glove ones with the fingers. Those are not fleece lined, but they're wonderful. And so I said, well, I can take these and figure out a pattern.
To add the fleece on the inside of your knit fingerless, like
well, no, to make some of these. Because they fit perfectly.
Yeah.
And so I figure I can just
So you thinking of knitting the actual fingerless glove part? Mm-hmm. Yeah, like Deb's.
Yeah.
Like whatchamaninger.
Right. So that's my
and then add fleece. Let me
long-term goal. So cozy. But I was like, if I'm going to Washington, D.C. in February, I don't want to freeze because I know there's a lot more walking there than driving. So,
Yeah. There. Okay, I like the fleece on the inside.
yeah, because it doesn't go all the way. There's a little
No.
gap where it doesn't go.
No, like the ribbing does not have it.
And the same thing at the fingers, so it's not too bulky
Yeah.
on your fingers either.
So the ribbing doesn't have any fleece, but the rest of the mitten does.
Yeah.
And the thumb does, but you might not do that if you were if you were knitting.
Yeah, I probably would only go partway up on the thumb.
Well, right.
Because it goes all the way up.
Yeah, this is knit all the way, but like if we were to knit them.
I don't know that I have the fleece go all the way up on my thumb. Just partway up.
Or the knit go all the way up.
The knit would go all the way up.
Oh, you would have the knit go all the way
Yeah.
up? Okay. All right, that's cool. No, that's a good idea. And then the top of the mitten part that flaps over also has fleece on it.
Yeah. So I was like, I think I got both pairs for like $8, $9, something like that. So.
But the idea is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
And that just looks like a fingering weight.
Yeah.
So I think I should be able to count their stitches, their machine stitches, and be able to recreate this.
Yeah, or it's just knitting around.
So anyway, thank you, Crayola.
Yeah, thanks, Crayola, for the idea.
Or whoever designed these.
Mm-hmm.
To leave them.
Yeah, I would think that you could even do like Deb's limp thumb pattern.
Oh, yeah.
And do an afterthought thumb.
Because this almost looks like an afterthought.
It does look like an afterthought thumb. Yeah.
Maybe not.
Yeah, well, maybe not. But is it at any rate?
So that was my find yesterday in my wanderings of Kohl's. Because I'm like, if they're going to give me a 15% off thing, I don't know, buy just something. Like I was ready to leave with nothing because I don't want to just buy something just to buy something. But then
because it is only 15%. It's not like.
So what 50%. I usually do is I usually go to the clearance. Because
it
will
15% off of anything?
Yeah, okay. It'll apply on clearance. But I guess these were some sort of special price or whatever, and it didn't apply to these. But who knew I had a $5 off thingy, which was better than the 15% off. So.
Yeah,
exactly. Anyway, got these because I went to put on my gloves this year, and they're too small.
Well, I have to admit,
I have forced my hands into them, and I was like, I'm tired of doing that.
I wear these a lot.
Yeah,
dollar thingies from the dollar store.
Yeah.
I
was tired of forcing my hand into the ones that I had, so they went in the garbage.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of these. That mean, as a knitter, like I'm wearing something that I paid $1 for, but I have to admit, I'll put these on and then I'll put a pair of hand knit mittens on over the top of them.
Yeah. But I just I'm not a mitten knitter at this point, but I think I may become one after seeing these that actually fit. I think that was my biggest fear, is coming up with something that actually fit and felt good on my hands.
Right.
Because knitting is a lot of work. Y'all know it's a lot of work. I don't want to knit up something and then have it not feel good or not fit right. So here we go.
Well, and I don't. How are you with knitting on the 9-inch needles?
I've been doing magic loop.
Oh.
I learned magic loop.
Okay.
So I probably could magic loop those. You
could. Or flexi flip.
Yeah, I'm not good at those.
I'm all right with them. I would rather do the 9-inch, but my arthritis has been getting worse as I get older. And just that, it's just this tiny movement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that and my eczema on my hands has been so bad, so painful, so bad that knitting sometimes is...
sometimes we just have to knit what we want to knit.
Right.
And not,
It was a 2-cup kind of day, folks, to get me here this early, by the way.
1 coffee, 1 tea.
Yeah,
She couldn't make up her
I couldn't
mind.
decide.
I get it.
They were trying to make, no decisions were being made that early in the morning.
Okay. We're going to let you guys go. Have a great rest of your day.
And it's not a touchscreen.
It's not a touchscreen. I know
Did you
this.
all know that when you hit end stream, it keeps going for a couple,
Yes.
and that's when I
Yes.
usually get the biggest chuckle because you and Double start talking about something
Yeah.
like it's off.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, you hit end stream and it still is going. I knew it.
I don't think Deb does, and it
No,
cracks me up.
I don't think
Don't
she
tell
does.
her.
Don't tell her.
Don't tell her.
I'm not telling her.
That is the
because she
best
starts
part.
saying some of the
She
funniest
does.
shit.
I'm like, one of these days she's gonna say something during that gets her in trouble or whatever. Not like real
Not like trouble, but
yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's already marked not safe for kids, so we can swear all we want to.
Right. But it's just
Because
funny.
kids aren't supposed to be watching us. But yeah, she's
I hear kids swear more than we do. Just not great, but no, they do. Y'all have a great week. I don't know who will be here next week.
I don't either.
Maybe I'll be back. I don't know.
Maybe.
We'll see what it entails.
Maybe Karen. Maybe
Maybe
Colleen.
Karen. Maybe the whole crew. I don't know. I like Stu's breakfast, so I might be back.
Talk
See
to you guys later. So you have to hit the end there.